Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. When Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventures hit the NES in 1991, it was riding the popularity of the cult comedy films. The time-travelling duo had already captured audiences with their goofy charm, rocking out with history's greatest figures, and their excellent brand of humour, and the fact it had Keanu Reeves in it. And because of this, a video game adaptation seemed like a fun idea, especially with the time travel and quirky characters lending themselves well to gameplay variety. Unfortunately, what players received was anything but that. The NES title, developed by Rocket Science Productions and published by LGN, became another notorious example of how not to handle movie license. The game's premise loosely follows the films. Bill and Ted have gone time travelling and must use their trusty phone booth to rescue historical figures who have gone missing. Without them, their band, the Wild Stallions, can't fulfill its destiny of shaping the future, which I still think is one of the best things ever. I still think as a plot device that is absolutely incredible. Now, while this setup does work in theory, the execution quickly derails the experience. Instead of a wacky time-travelling adventure filled with personality, the game just boils down to tedious wandering and repetitive tasks that fail to capture the film's light-hearted energy. The gameplay here is split into various time periods, including ancient Greece, medieval Europe, and the Wild West. Players alternate between controlling Bill and Ted, searching for historical figures like Napoleon, Socrates, and Billy the Kid. However, the way this is handled is far from fun. Each level places the player in a top-down environment filled with generic NPCs, some of whom will help, and others will just waste your time. The goal is to locate bait items scattered around the level, which are used to lure out the missing historical character. That sounds horrific. Bait items. Holy shit, that wouldn't be allowed this day and age. I just see problems there. The problem is this is just repetitive and poorly explained, leaving many players confused as what to do now. The biggest problem here lies in the game's lack of direction. There's no clear objectives, use bait items, ugh. No helpful maps, maps again, and no real guidance on how to progress. Players are left to wander around aimlessly through repetitive screens, talking to the random NPCs in the hope of actually getting the right combination of what you needed to do. This trial and error dominates the gameplay loop, and instead of feeling rewarding, it just does your head in. I've said this once and I'll say it again, I hate games that have cryptic logic. It's just poo. Give me where I'm meant to go from A to B and make it clear. There could be a bit of a puzzle, but just make it make sense. The controls are also terrible. Bill and Ted move slowly and their interactions just don't feel right. The game introduces a bizarre dial-a-destination mechanic where players input phone numbers to travel to different time periods, which is kind of like what it is in the film. While this sounds like how it should be in the films, it's awkward in practice, often leading to mistakes and wasted time. The lack of combat or engaging action also inherits the experience, like I suppose Bill and Ted weren't going around whacking people with guitars, so I'm not sure how you're going to do this. I don't know, bait items. It just sounds horrific.